You know, when you open a cookbook, you probably think you're just looking at a list of instructions, right? But what if I told you you're actually holding a history book, or maybe a map of cultural identity, or even a community's diary? Let's turn the page and dig into the incredible stories we eat.
Okay, so on one hand, a recipe seems pretty simple. You see something like buttermilk pancakes. Easy enough. But then, you stumble upon a name like this one, baleada. In Honduras, that literally translates to the shot. Whoa. All of a sudden, a simple meal sounds like it has a wild story behind it, doesn't it?
And the story behind it is, well, it's basically an urban legend. There was a woman selling these amazing flour tortillas, and one day she was hit by a stray bullet during a shootout. But get this, she survived, and she was back at her food stall just a few days later. So people started saying, hey, let's go eat where the shot happened. And just like that, the name stuck. It's amazing how one word can pack in so much drama, so much history.
So that really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What is a recipe really? Is it just, a bunch of measurements and cooking times? Or is there something deeper going on here? I think there is. Let's find out. All right, first up, let's talk about recipes as, believe it or not, historical documents. Because every time you look at a list of ingredients, you're not just peeking into someone's kitchen, you're getting a snapshot of the entire world at a very specific moment.
I mean, just look at how far back these food stories go. We've got stuff like Philadelphia pepper pot soup, literally feeding George Washington's starving army back in 1777. Then you see how just one ingredient, the potato, shows up in Montenegro in 1786, and boom, a whole new national dish, kakamak, is born. And it's not just about ancient history, it's about migration too. Like in 1917, when the first big Chinese cookbook was published in English right in New York City.
And this quote from the author, Xu Wang Chan, it just gives you goosebumps. He's not just writing down recipes for chop suey, he's building a bridge between cultures. He says his purpose is to make this good, tempting, and wholesome cooking possible for all. He saw that a change was happening in America, and he was right there helping it along.
And food can even capture the insane drama of war. You have these two very different stories. In Naumburg, Germany, there's a cherry casserole that tells the story of mercy, of children who convinced a besieging army to stand down. But then you flip over to America's Valley Forge, and you've got that Philadelphia pepper pot soup, a dish that's all about pure, gritty survival. Both were born from conflict, but they tell completely opposite tales.
So recipes don't just mark time, they also draw a kind of flavor map of culture. Some dishes get so tangled up with a place that they basically become a symbol for the entire nation.
A perfect example? Chiles en nogada from Mexico. I mean, this isn't just a meal. It's literally the Mexican flag on a plate. You've got the green from the chili, the white from the walnut sauce, and the red from the pomegranate seeds. It was created specifically to celebrate Mexico's independence. It's patriotism you can actually eat. How cool is that?
Or think about Cambodia. A simple noodle soup, nuam banjok, is this huge symbol of unity. Everybody eats it, from the richest to the poorest. And for Cambodians living overseas, eating a bowl of it, well, it brings on this powerful wave of nostalgia, of patriotism. It's like a direct connection to home, served right there in a bowl.
So what's the secret ingredient that gives that soup its unique kick? It's something called prahok, basically fermented fish. Now, if you're not used to it, the smell can be pretty intense. But this quote puts it perfectly. For Cambodians, prahok is just like butter or cheese for Western cuisine. It's that fundamental, foundational flavor that everything else is built on.
And you see this pattern everywhere, right? Every single culture has its go-to staple, that ultimate comfort food. In Angola, it's a flour porridge called funge. In Kenya, it's ugali, made from corn flour. In Mongolia, it's a meaty dish called bantan. The names are different, the ingredients are different, but the goal, it's always the same: to nourish, to comfort, to feel like home.
Okay, so we've looked at the national level. Now let's zoom way in, down to the local level. Because food doesn't just define whole countries, it also builds tight-knit communities, sometimes all within one neighborhood. There's this amazing community cookbook from Bristol, in England, and the introduction just says it all. It says, enjoy sampling the tastes from around the world found in this community. And then it adds this beautiful part.
We've included many recipes that have never been written down before, but have been passed down through generations. These aren't recipes from a famous chef, they're family secret.
And look at this. This chart shows where the recipes in that one little cookbook come from. You've got Africa, Asia, the Caribbean, Europe, the Middle East, all in one place. It's not just a book. It's like a culinary portrait of this incredibly diverse, vibrant neighborhood.
And deep inside that community, food is what marks the big moments. One woman who contributed her family's recipe for a Somali rice dish called isku karis, she explained that this is what they eat for huge celebrations, like Eid and weddings. So, this isn't just your average weeknight meal. This is the taste of pure joy, of people coming together.
And this isn't just some abstract idea. The cookbook actually gives you a map of the neighborhood's pantry. It lists the real-life supermarkets where people get their specific ingredients: Turkish, Kurdish, Polish, Somali, Caribbean, you name it. This list of shops, it's the living, breathing heart of that entire community's kitchen.
So, okay, we've traveled through history, we've crossed continents, and we've walked through one single neighborhood. Now let's bring it all the way back home, to your kitchen. I love this quote. It's supposedly from an old Austrian emperor, Franz Joseph I. He said, "A day without strudel is like a sky without stars." And that's it, isn't it? That's what food can be. It's not just fuel to get you through the day. It's a deep emotional part of who we are. It's the stars in our own personal sky. So let's go back to that word we started with, recipe. And let's redefine it. A recipe is not just a list of ingredients. It's a story. It's a story of a time, a place, and a people, all packed into a simple set of instructions.
Which really just leaves one final question for you. Think about your favorite recipe. You know the one. Maybe it's the one your grandma always made, or the dish you only cook for big celebrations, or maybe it's just the one that always makes you feel at home. What story does that recipe tell?